What's cracking, big dose? Welcome, Bike, to the channel. Welcome, Bike, to the HQ. My name is Nicholas. This is BDGE. Big Dog's Gotta Eat Fantasy Football. We got a little extra swag today. It's a great day. It's a great day to be alive. It's a gorgeous day to be gorgeous. It's a great day to pretend to want to be alive. All of the above. How we doing? It's Q and Assault Saturday, where y'all assault me with any questions that you've got for me. Jake, what up? You got rolled. Was good. Daniel in here bright and early fucking yelling at me. So, Q&A, Q and Assault Saturday. If you want to be a part of next week's, get my in-season weekly rankings, etc., patreon.com/BDGE. Make sure you're following me on all the socials as well as the brand socials. That is 2 underscores, by the way, at BDGE __. Apparently, BDGE is a real corporation, a public company. I can't get that handle anywhere. I actually remember when I originally decided that Big Dog's Gotta Eat was going to be the name of the brand. I remember Googling it and seeing BDGE. I think it's called like Bancorp or something. I don't remember what the fucking name of the company is, but BDGE was taken by like a real ass company. And I was like, damn, I'm never going to be on the top page of Google ever. Maybe in like 15 years or some shit. Super discouraging. Not the first thing I wanted to start my day off with. Whatever day that was. I was probably like 19 at the time. Oh, to be 19 again. The good old days. What's good, everybody? How we doing? We're rolling in. We got the questions absolutely getting slingshot at us. How do you say like the past tense of shoot? Shoot? Slingshot at us? Sling shooted at us? I don't know. I'm fucking on one today, baby. Was good. All right. Got a question. Who should I start half PPR? Gronk or Andrews? I think they're back to back in my rankings. I want to say I have Andrews 1 spot higher or 2 spots higher, just kind of out of respect, to be honest with you. But I could understand you wanting to pivot and go with Gronk there, just because the matchup is good. The Saints' pass D has been kind of atrocious, but they will be with Chris Godwin. They will be with Antonio Brown. They will obviously be with Mike Evans. Do I need to shut that lamp off, or is the lighting good with that lamp behind me? Bike left. Let me know. So that being said, personally, I'm probably not going to keep Andrews out of my lineup just because he comes in with those boom weeks, you know? He's kind of due for some tug action. And Gronk with these new guys coming in, I don't know how much involvement he actually gets with these other guys, right? Because we'll have just a fucking unbelievable trio of wide receivers trotting out there with Mr. Tom. I don't know how the Saints plan on stopping that offense. So I'll roll Andrews, but I'm not gonna fault you for going Gronk here. DeMarcus Robinson or Hardman? I'm gonna go with Hardman there. He actually overtook Robinson as a wide receiver 2 last week for the first time almost ever, and he's been producing at a pretty good level. So he's seeing more snaps, he's running more routes. Seems like a Hardman. Ruben was good. Greggy from UK, what's up? Flex position, full PPR, Dobbins or Deontay Johnson? I want to say I have Dobbins higher. Let's see the rankings. Yep, I have Dobbins 33 and Deontay Johnson down at 40. So Dobbins I'm pretty high on, man. As long as Mark Ingram's going to be out. This is a very tough defense to run on, but obviously that was the case last week at Pittsburgh. Deontay, I don't trust him to be healthy. And secondly, I'm a little more down on Ben this week than most people probably are, just because like Dallas gets trounced on immediately, and then it leads to no one throwing the ball against them anywhere because their run defense is horrific. So I feel like there's going to be a big J.K. Dobbins or a big James Conner game where he gets so much work, and the wide receivers, like 2 out of the 3 of them, are probably going to disappoint. So I'm probably going to roll with Dobbins there. Hollywood Brown or Antonio Brown? Yeah, give me the older cousin, the older, wiser cuz in Antonio. Oh man, Times Square is going absolutely crazy right now. I got my friends sending me pics or videos. There's about a zillion people right there going nuts. The city's going crazy today. I think they're all cheering for Gus Edwards, to be honest. Should I start the Texans D over the Ravens D this week? Man, you come on here asking me defensive questions and shit. I got a few rules when it comes to streaming defenses. One, if you're going to stream a defense, you want them at home. You want them as the favorite to win the game. And you want it to be a low over-under. If it is a high over-under, that's fine, as long as they're a big point spread favorite, such as like the Chiefs, a team that's going to make the other team score a lot of points. So in my rankings right now, I have Houston at 7. I have Baltimore at 8. Houston, I'm hesitant to start just because I don't like starting teams that I know are bad real-life defenses. But going against Jake Luton, his first start, I think I'll feel okay with the Texans D. I drafted 0 running backs in a Dynasty startup this year. No running backs in the first 6 rounds. I now have C-Mac, Sanders, Zeke, and Bell. God damn! Niall, that's what's up. I should get you on the channel. What up, Koenig? Kicker stream of the week. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I don't play in a single league that plays with kickers. Not a single league. So the rankings that I put up are honestly the default rankings, and then I switch them around based on the offense. I just take a kicker that's going to be in an offense that I think will score 25-plus points. Your guess is as good as mine, Ruben. I'm sorry it's not a better answer. Bench A.J. Brown for Will Fuller this week? Yeah, absolutely. Will Fuller, you have to have him in your lineup every week, especially in a matchup against the fucking Jags. James White, Henry Ruggs, or Jared Cook at flex? Y'all, you guys got to let me know if it's full PPR, half PPR. What up? What we got going on there in terms of scoring settings? If it's standard, I'm going to go with Jared Cook. If it's full PPR, I'll go with James White. I like Henry Ruggs a little bit this week, but it's really hard to trust him right now. Actually, half PPR, I might roll Ruggs. I might actually just go down the line like that. Cook's the most likely to score a touchdown. James White's going to probably catch the most passes, but Ruggs is probably a decent coin flip for both. Lighting is fine. Bless up. Flex, half PPR, Justin Jefferson, DJ Dallas. Ooh. I'm actually going to roll with Justin Jefferson here. I like DJ Dallas, but I think Homer gets a little bit more involved. I don't like what the fuck crazy-ass Pete Carroll's talking about with Alex Collins. Alex Collins ain't played on a football field since fucking... He probably played further along ago than Antonio Brown. He ain't been on a football field since Nam. But I wouldn't be surprised if they actually played him. So I'm actually going to roll with Jefferson there. Okay, I'm not going to look at the window for the rest of the stream, I promise. Which two should I start? Jonathan Taylor, Hollywood Brown, DJ Dallas, full PPR, Kenny. So I'm going to roll with Dallas for one of them for sure. Man, I fucking hate the other two options. Man, at this point, I think I'd go Hollywood Brown over JT in a PPR. Rest of season, AB or Godwin? Oof. I'm actually going to... That's so tough. Like, listen, if I have Godwin, I'm not trading him for AB. I feel like this is a lateral move. Lateral fucking move. Lateral move. Start to full PPR, CEH, Juice, Robinson, Montgomery, Gibson. So according to my rankings, I definitely have James Robinson up really high. And I think I have, Montgomery is against Tennessee, Clyde against Carolina, and Gibson at New York Giants. Oh, shit. What do we got there? So James Robinson for sure. And then I have CEH at 9, David Montgomery at 10, Antonio Gibson at 13. So I would go with Clyde there. What up, Dylan? Yeah, the social distancing game is not strong right now. It's actually kind of scary. We're seeing cases. We've all kind of just like forgot about COVID for a minute, given the presidential election. But a lot of people are going to wake up tomorrow and realize that we still got to individually live our lives. We still got to get up and do what's right for us. You know, we still got to get up and work hard and eat right and be healthy and fucking social distance. So, yeah, not the best look for that. Nick, I got offered Deontay in a late first for Allen Robinson. Should I take it? It's a dynasty league, and I'm also 2-6 right now. Nah, I'd hold on to Robinson, man. I would. I think there's a good chance that Robinson ends up somewhere else. I think that someone's going to give him a blank check after this season. I mean, he's got to be pissed at the Bears, and if they don't come around to something with they're not going to have a good enough pick to grab a quarterback. So that situation is probably not going to be upgraded outside of some crazy move. So A-Rod's probably going to be pissed, and I wouldn't be surprised if he lands somewhere else, and that puts him into like top 5 alpha range immediately. So I would stick with A-Rod. SAR2, Jacobs, Taylor, or Moss? Ugh. So for sure Jacobs, and then Taylor and Moss are I think I have Moss ranked higher. I think I have Moss taking over that backfield. So against Seattle, they're going to score a lot of points. I think he gets probably some goal line opportunities. I'm pretty far off Taylor this week. I think I have him down at like running back. I have him all the way down at running back 32, 31. It's like last week was weird, plus the ankle, plus going against Baltimore. I know he's practicing in full, so we're not really worried about the ankle, but I don't know, man. Baltimore, not a team I want to throw Taylor in against. And plus, they're going to have their whole defense back. They were on the COVID list for a second. Now they're all fucking bike. So, yeah, I'm going to go Moss there and Jacobs. What it do? Half PPR, need 2 wide receivers. Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson, Cole Beasley, Sterling Shepard. Need biggest upside. I play Tanya. Oof. So upside-wise, I would stick with Deontay Johnson as the one. And I like Sterling Shepard, too. I think with Golden Tate out for the week, him and Darius Slayton are in store for semi-big weeks. So I would go Deontay, and I would go with Shepard. Half PPR, 2 running backs. Henry, Josh Jacobs, Edmonds, Miles on a bye. I mean, you're definitely not sitting Henry, obviously. Henry's up there. And I'd probably play Edmonds over Jacobs. I would play Edmonds over Jacobs. I have Henry as the running back 5, half PPR rankings. I have Edmonds as 7, and I've got Jacobs at 8. What is the best loser punishment y'all have ever had in your leagues? So I feel like I answer this question like every week, to be honest. This upcoming one is going to be really good that Animal has to fucking do. Animal's going to have to spend 18 hours in the woods with nothing but a liter of water and a machete. Really looking forward to the content that comes out of that. Jefferson or AB? Jefferson. If Chris Godwin wasn't playing, I might think about AB, but for right now, we're going Jefferson. Drop Damian Harris or Kenyon Drake for Drew Lock. Superflex, 1 point PPR. Ooh. I mean, if you need a quarterback for sure, I'm fine dropping Kenyon Drake, to be honest. After every fantasy loss, y'all should smoke a full cig. I'll pay the public. That was honestly probably like my 23rd ever smoked cigarette in my life. So I don't like smoke cigarettes ever, but like randomly I'll just do it. That felt like a good time to do it. That was probably Snacks' like 3rd cigarette he's ever smoked. Animal, if you take hours and exponentialize it, take my number, exponentialize it. I don't know why I keep saying exponentialize it like it's a fucking word. Exponential. How do you say that? Like, how do you make it a verb? How do you exponentialization? We're going to take 23, exponentialization it by however many Snacks are smoked, and that's how many Animals smoke. Probably like 8,000. Millie Tings. Oh, man. He came in with the full PPR like 6 weeks later. I think you were talking about the James White question. Yeah, so I would probably go James White there. I traded CEH away for Edmonds and Deshaun Watson this week. Did I win? Yeah, I like that. I like that trade. I think it's kind of a wash in terms of the running backs. And just throwing Deshaun Watson in there is nice. D. SAR2, Shepard, Moore, Mooney, or Hall? Shepard and Moore for me. What up, big dog? What up, Ray? Who's a better flex in half PPR redraft? Marvin versus the Vikes, J.K. Dobbins versus Colts, or Deontay versus the Cowboys? So I have J.K. Dobbins ahead of Deontay for sure. And then Marvin versus Vikes is a nice little matchup there because I'm almost positive Stafford's going to be biking ready to go. So if that's the case, if Stafford is back, which I expect him to be, no reason for him not to be as long as he continues to test negative. I would play Marvin there. If Stafford's not in the game, then I would go Dobbins. David Wright, assuming everyone stays healthy, terrible assumption. Yes, it is. Who's the best RB1 to own in the playoffs? Should I consider flipping Cook for another RB1 plus something to gear up for playoffs? So I actually started working on doing some research for a video I'm going to put out next week. Just during, not like a Patreon exclusive thing, just a regular video. I'm going to be doing rest of season running back rankings. And in that, I'll go over some playoff matchups. So I don't want to spoil too much, but Dalvin Cook has a ridiculously tough playoff slate. It's like Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Chicago, while you have guys like Derrick Henry, who has a beautiful playoff slate. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Also, Miles Sanders, week 10, going forward. I think he's my RB6 rest of season after this week, right? Because they got the bye. But starting in week 10 going forward, I love the matchups. Think he's going to be healthy. I'll leave it at that. Yo, Nick, start one for my flex, full point PPR. Jonathan Taylor, DJ Dallas, Rojo, Le'Veon Bell. We're going to go DJ Dallas there for sure. Kevin, I missed you too, baby. Sit one, full PPR. Justin Jackson, David Montgomery, or Brandon Cooks. I will sit Brandon Cooks. No way I can sit Justin Jackson right now. And David Montgomery is just too nice of a floor play. He's like, him and Brandon Cooks are like both solid floor plays. I think David Montgomery just has more involvement in his offense right now. Do you think Dobbins will go off against Indy? Tough to say. I mean, super talented, and he's finally getting the workload, so he could break off like 2, 3, 30-yard plays. It's going to be tough to really hit a ceiling considering he's not the goal line back, but I think he's I would say he's more of a floor play than a ceiling play right now. Start one, full PPR, tight end. Hayden Hurst or Joney Smith? Definitely Hayden Hurst right now. Joney Smith is like really not getting too much involved in this offense. And he's not running a ton of routes, so I trust Hurst, especially if Calvin Ridley's out. Which two to start this week? I think you just asked me that, or did I? Which two to start this week? Half PPR, Justin Jackson, Dobbins, DJ. Yeah, again, Justin Jackson's a guy that I'm not sitting anywhere. And then the other two are super close. I have Jackson as RB12, so he's a legit RB1. And then DJ Dallas, J.K. Dobbins are literally back-to-back. I got DJ Dallas at 15, Dobbins at 16. So do what you want with that. Nick, half PPR, redraft. Would you keep Emmanuel Sanders in case MT gets hurt again or drop Emmanuel for Sterling Shepard? I would drop Emmanuel for Sterling Shepard. Word of the day, exponentialize for fucking big facts. What up, big dog? What up, Brandon? Would you drop T. Higgins? Absolutely not. Or Cole Beasley for Sterling Shepard? Definitely not T. Higgins. Cole Beasley to Sterling Shepard's probably a lateral move. I think Shepard probably gives you a safer ceiling week to week. So I think I'd swap out Beasley for Shepard. What up, brother? What's good, Alex? Pick 3. JT, DJ, Moss, Corey Davis, Deontay. Half PPR. So we're going DJ for sure. We're probably going to sit JT out of those. I would take Deontay as my second. So DJ, Deontay, and then it's really close between Corey Davis and Zach Moss. I think I would actually ride with Corey Davis there. He's been too consistent. And low-key, like Seattle's not that easy of a matchup for running backs. So I think I'll go with DJ, Corey Davis, Deontay. Thanks for getting my name right, Nick. I'm Irish. I work with Americans every day in the IT industry, and you are about 1 of 3 people who have gotten the name right just from the spelling in 8 years. I'm going to be honest with you. If I don't remember how I said it. If I tried it again, I fuck it up. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm the GOAT. That's it. Should I trade CEH plus Higgins plus Bernard for Connor, half PPR? I mean, there's so much to go into that. Is this a redraft league? My initial instinct is no. I would keep the 3 side. Would you trade Josh Jacobs and Tyler Boyd for Aaron Jones? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Aaron Jones showed us that he is fully healthy and he's going to be a top 5 back rest of the way. So Aaron Jones for sure. Would you start Tannehill or stream a quarterback this week? That would just depend on my rankings. I mean, he's kind of like a low ceiling play this week, Tannehill against Chicago. So if you can stream, I think I have him at quarterback 11 maybe. Quarterback 11. So depending on who's on your wire, like Lamar Jackson, Ben, Tom Brady, Herbert, Josh Allen, and then the other elite guys are ahead of him, which I doubt any of those guys are on your wire right now. Trade away Josh Jacobs for Miles Sanders in a Superflex PPR league. I have C-Mac, Edmonds, Gaskins, and Justin Jackson. Have Carr and Waller. Rest of season, I would take Sanders over Josh Jacobs. That's what I'll say. Full PPR. Should I flex Gus Edwards, Taylor, Deontay, or Mecole Hardman? 2 quarterback league. Gus is my favorite play there. Full PPR. I guess it gets closer between him and Deontay, but I think I still feel more comfortable with Gus. Would you trade A-Rob and a wide receiver 2 for Eckler in return? I have extra wide receivers take the hit, but need a running back. I mean, if you need a running back, like Eckler doesn't give that to you. You're not getting him for another 3 weeks probably. Eckler's not a guy I'm trading for unless you're like really fucking sitting pretty. You know, you're 7-1 and you really don't need the running back help right now, or you trade away your wide receivers like an A-Rob and you don't need it at all. Because again, like I think it's best to be pessimistic when it comes to returning from injuries. Would you start Josh Allen or Justin Herbert? Also, Swift or Damian Harris? Half PPR. I'll go Swift over Damian Harris, and then Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, toss up. I got Allen at quarterback 5, Herbert at 6, but it's really just kind of one or the other. It's a coin flip for me. Is Mike Thomas ready to go? Finally, I've only waited 9 weeks for him. Yeah, I mean, he's playing this week. If you have him, you obviously have to start him. No doubt about it. DJ Dallas or Claypool, full PPR. We are going with DJ Dallas. DJ Dallas. Going to catch another 5 passes, baby. Rest of season redraft. Would you want Ridley or Eckler full PPR? Kind of a lateral move. Depends on, I would say, like, talent-wise, I want Eckler over Ridley on my team, but I would assume that Eckler's probably going to miss a little bit more time than Ridley is. Therefore, it evens out, and then it's going to depend on your team. I don't know how I feel about Eckler's timeline yet. I really don't. I've been seeing some places that he might be back by like week 11, other places maybe 12, 13, so How do you feel about Hall and Mooney's situation the rest of the season? If you're talking about Hall as in Marvin Hall, yeah, I don't give a shit about him. Darnell Mooney, I think, is uber talented, and it's the same thing we've seen every week. Don't get too high on Mooney just because he's coming off the big game. This was just the 1 week that he happened to connect with Nick Foles, but Nick Foles is also not disconnected from Mooney in the last 4 weeks prior. So don't expect any sort of consistency because of Nick Foles. But in terms of like talent, it's Mooney over Hall, and it's not close. And I'd rather own Mooney over Hall. Half PPR, A-Rob, Fuller. Oh my God. All right, well, guys, when you ask me these questions, just filter out the, like, you don't got to ask me if you should be starting Dalvin Cook. Like, come on now. A-Rob, Fuller, Ridley, Jefferson, Moore, Chark, Dobbins, Jacobs, Dalvin Cook, Fournette. So here's what I'm going to do. You're going to learn a lesson, and I'm going to tell you to sit Dalvin Cook. You gave me the option, and that's it. You're sitting Dalvin Cook. And that's the only answer I'm giving you. I'm just fucking with you. So you're starting Dalvin Cook for sure. And then you have Dobbins, Jacobs, Fournette. I'm going to sit Dobbins and Fournette based on their matchups, and I'll play Jacobs. Should have plenty of workload. 2 wide receivers. You are going to play Will Fuller and Allen Robinson for sure. Ridley, I don't trust to be healthy or even active. Then you have a flex play, half PPR. Definitely not Chark, not Fournette. I don't hate Dobbins. Dobbins, Jefferson, and Moore is super close for me. I think I would roll with Jefferson there, Victor. How do you feel about Gronk rest of the season? Yeah, I mean he's a tight end 1 rest of the season. I wouldn't say he's got upside of top 5 just because when the receivers are healthy, we don't really know how that's going to play itself out. But I would say probably be like tight end 7 to 10 in that range. Like I'll be fine starting him each week, getting the good weeks with the bad weeks, getting the Gronk with the stonk. Cal, half point PPR, 1 for my flex. Gibson, Deontay Johnson. Yeah, I'll take Gibson there. Coming off the big game last week against Dallas, or 2 weeks ago, whenever they didn't have their bye. Give me Gibson there. I think they're ready to unleash the fucking beast. Should I dump Gaskin or Rojo now in Dynasty, considering they may not even be starting next year? I would hold on to Gaskin. I would definitely dump Rojo before Gaskin. I don't know. I don't know what the trade value is going to be like for Rojo though. I would hold on to Gaskin. Hello, Nicholas. Can I come to NYC and buy you marks? Yes, I'll take marks from anybody. Any time, any place, anywhere, any day, any city, any titty. Just don't put orange juice in my marks. You think Fulgham is going to be a low-end wide receiver rest of the season, PPR? Nah, I'd probably go closer in the 15 to 20 range now at Rieger back, and plus, we're gonna get these tight ends back eventually. So he might have one more wide receiver 1 game in him to squeeze out, but I'm not gonna bank on wide receiver 1 rest of the season. Shake Shack or In-N-Out? I got Shake Shack like a block away from me. It's pretty fucking good. I haven't had In-N-Out in probably like 8 years. I do remember last time I went to In-N-Out though, I got whatever their biggest burger was. I got it twice. So I got like the was it 3x3 or do they go up to 4x4? Whatever the biggest one they do is, I got it. I think it was a 4x4. I ate the whole thing and I was like, I'm still hungry. So I went back up and got a fucking 3x3. And then also animal style fries. I ate a fuckload of food. I don't remember what it tasted like though. I think I would take In-N-Out over Shake Shack though. Pace bin value rest of the season. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck pace bin is. I don't know why he thought like just sending a random URL was gonna sway anybody's mind. Like anybody could have literally just made a fake list of people. How do you feel about Cam Akers for the rest of the season? I'm not. I don't think he's really going to be much value to. They're going to come back from bye, and I think it's Darrell Henderson's job again to lose. What's the go-to Thanksgiving side dish? Stuffing, without a doubt. Mashed potatoes, wildly overrated. Yams, disgusting. I like sweet potatoes a lot, but they got nothing on stuffing. I'll stuff my whole fucking body with stuff. Turkey's like, fucking turkey stinks too. Turkey stinks. I don't know why it has to be like the staple of. Shout out, fucking respect to all the people that just don't eat turkey, like that have a different meat on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, honestly, the food during Thanksgiving, wildly overrated. Aguilar rest of the season. I'm about as excited about Aguilar as I am fucking getting hand jobs. I could do without it. All-time favorite hot sandwich, all-time favorite cold Sammy. We'll start with the cold and work at bike. You know what? I'll say a straight-up Italian with some nice olive oil and vinegar is beautiful. But I also fuck with turkey, lettuce, bacon, and honey mustard. Like the combo of I guess, like, does bacon count? Does bacon? Let me ask you. Bacon doesn't make it a hot sandwich, right? Like the staple meat, whether it's like chicken or meat or beef or something, that has to be hot in order for it to be considered a hot sandwich, right? Does getting a turkey sandwich with bacon on it make it a hot sandwich? I don't think so. Therefore, my favorite cold sandwich might be turkey, lettuce, tomato, onion, bacon, honey mustard. I love honey mustard. I fucking love honey mustard. All-time favorite hot sandwich, probably a cheesesteak. I actually really like chicken cheesesteaks. Chicken cheesesteaks or chicken cutlet, like fried chicken, avocado, bacon with some kind of chipotle mayo. That's beautiful. Where do you draw the line with handcuffs? Dynasty, I have Zeke, Pollard, C-Mac Davis, Miles Sanders. I have to pick up Scott from the waivers, but it feels like overkill. Drop Davis or Scott maybe. Nah, man, I'm fine. I'm fine keeping as many handcuffs as possible. Especially, in Dynasty, you should have a pretty large roster. That's what that shit is for. Listen, you don't want to be going down. You don't want to be losing your RB1, RB2 again. Like that's an actual deal breaker. It's an absolute fucking league losing move right there. So I'm fine with the handcuffs. Favorite random burger topping. I don't know how random it is, but chips on any sandwich makes it better. I'm obsessed with shredded lettuce. I think it's one of the most underrated foods in the world. Shredded lettuce. I love an egg on top of a burger. Though I think eggs have gotten to the point where like they got rated so high that now eggs on top of burgers are actually overrated. I think peppers are really good on burgers too. What else can we do? That's probably where I'll stop my fucking weird mumbling. Do you pay any attention to Vegas prop bets when you go through your player rankings? No, not really. I don't use player prop bets during the season much. Only because I can't actually bet on them in New York, unfortunately. I do like to look at them in the preseason, though, and see where like people have them stacked up and shit, or where the prop bets are stacked up, because people always get unreasonably high on every player that they like. Then you go over to Vegas and they're like, oh, the over-under is like 650 yards. for the year, and people are like, oh, what? Over. And that's how they fucking lose all the money. Gallman Jr. rest of the season. Not excited about it. I mean, he was splitting the work with Alfred Morris, and Devonta Freeman's probably going to be back next week, so. Appreciate you, Cal. Do you think you are coming out with rest of season wide receiver rankings? Also, I got CH and Lev. Is it worth try and flip them for another RB1? Yeah, I mean, I don't have CH or Lev Bell as rest of season RB1, so if you could flip both of them for an RB1, I'd be fine with it. I don't do rest of season rankings, but next week, like I said, I'm going to do a rest of season running back rankings video, which will probably showcase the top 25 or 30, just depending on how I'm feeling that day. And I might do the same thing with wide receivers. I gotta kind of see what my schedule is like next week, but I don't want to take too much away from like the in-season content to where you're not getting like that week's rankings and throwing it over in substitute for rest of season shit. So like fuck wide receivers anyways, right? Like who gives a shit about them? I might do the video though. How many dynasty leagues are you in, and do they include other Big Dog staff? So I have the first ever Big Dogs Dynasty League that we opened up 3 years ago, and that was with complete only like straight up subscribers. And now Mike me up. He was he was a subscriber before he was a content creator for us. The bunk bed breakdowns, Mike. He's in that league and he's won it the last 2 fucking years. He beat me in the championship last year. Scott is also in that league. He took over an orphan team last year. We have the Go Fade Me Dynasty League. Snacks, Animal, Scott, Georgie Memes are all in that. And then I have the What It Do Dynasty League, which is all the dudes from the New York City vlog draft weekend. And then Mike, Noah, Snacks, Animal, Scott are all in that one as well. So, yeah, most of my I don't like doing Dynasty Leagues just to do Dynasty Leagues. Like, I feel like Dynasty Leagues are really fun if you have a good group of people that do it, and it's, like, super engaging year-round. So I'm in, what was that, 1, 2, 3. I think I'm in a Pros vs. Joe's league on the FFPC, which I'm only doing because like it's a $350 buy-in league, and after I interviewed the founder of the FFPC, he asked if I wanted to do one, like get in one free of charge. Like they spotted me the buy-in, and I joined it, and I just have no time to look after it, and I just don't care. I hate the settings that they have on it. It's like 20 man rosters, so it's like not really a dynasty league, and it has kickers and defenses in it. So like, your roster is as big as like a fucking redraft. It's a terrible way to play Dynasty. But they spotted that, and I'm not about to pay the buy-in again for next year, so I'll be out of that. Would you try to move Kittle for a Kelsey, Andrews plus a piece for a win now Dynasty team, or is that getting cute with it? I'm already 8-0, just not entirely sure on Kittle's injury timeline. It would depend on who your backup tight end is. I feel like at 8-0, you could probably sit on the tight end position and not make any irrational moves. Though, to be honest with you, I don't really like, as much as having Kittle as like the premier dynasty tight end, like Kelsey's so fucking good that even his age, him being 5 years older or whatever it is, like I don't think he's that far behind Kittle in the rankings. It's been the tight end one the last 5 years. He has a contract extension now, so he's going to be there for another 3-4 years. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how far off Kelsey is from Kittle in terms of dynasty rankings, to be honest. Fried turkey. I've actually never done fried turkey. Although Steve does a fried turkey every year, and I've never actually gone to his house for Thanksgiving, but he takes a picture of him doing it every single Thanksgiving, and he tags me as the fucking turkey, and it makes me real fucking angry. Let me see if I could find all the pictures of him doing it like a cunt. This is him. He did it in a chicken costume one year. I don't know. That was a long way of saying I've never had fried turkey. We've done the Italian spread a couple of times on Thanksgiving. Yeah, honestly, pivoting off of any normal Thanksgiving spread is probably the move. I'm smoking a turkey this year for my friends, and I don't think I could be any more. So, yeah, it's pretty epic. And anytime you're smoking meat, clapping cheeks. You know what it is, up. Would I be better off packaging CH and Jonathan Taylor for an RB1 like Chubb or Hunt, or just let it play out with both players? At At that point, I'd probably sit on it. I'm okay doing the Chiefs backfield because you kind of minimize your risk moving both guys. But if we're splitting up the backfields and stuff, it gets a little bit messy. Okay. Buffalo chicken cheesesteaks undefeated for sure. Is Mike Davis a drop? I'd hold on to him if you're a C-Mac owner. What up, my dude? What's up, Chris? Have Herbert trade Thielen for Keenan? I would take Keenan over Thielen rest of season, yes. Doesn't really have to do with Justin Herbert. Just Keenan's been an absolute animal. It has to do with Herbert, but owning Herbert has nothing to do with why I want to own Keenan. But that is a juicy fucking stack. It's like a 4x4. Miles Sanders, James Conner, RB duo built to dominate the playoffs, PPR. Yeah, I like that. I think Conner's got a pretty tough schedule going forward, but both of them are going to be workhorses, so it's going to be hard to beat that duo. 30 watching and only 7 likes. Wildly disrespectful. Wildly disrespectful. We got a 27-14 ratio right now. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. It's disgusting. You got any other passions besides football, i.e. politics, movies, etc.? Yeah, I usually talk about those kind of passions in my vlogs and stuff. So if you've never checked out my vlogs, I have a passion for, one, creating content. I love the art of business and branding and marketing. I have a passion for fitness and nutrition. I have a passion for technology. I have a passion for, I don't know if teaching is the right word, but giving value in a sense, or like our communications, I guess would be the right word for it. Kind of all over the place. Politics is by far and away not a passion for me. I know I've probably put out a few pieces of content recently that were like more politically motivated, but that's not because I care about politics. It's because I care about people. Movies, I mean, I like movies just as much as the next guy, but I'm not like a film addict. Would you give up Josh Jacobs and Michael Thomas for Alvin Kamara, half PPR? Yeah, I would. I would give up a fucking whole nut for Alvin Kamara. Also, we should grab drinks one. Let me try that shit again. Also, we should grab drinks one time. I'm also in the city. I don't lend out the drink invites lightly. There are a lot of weird people. I'm not saying you're weird, Cal, but there are a lot of weird people in the world. I think it needs to be a twist of fate. Sleight of hand, twist of fate. We got to run into each other. Have you ever had to veto a trade as a commissioner? No, I don't think I have. Sorry for the politics. We have a new president now. Yeah, listen, like, politics are one of those things where people are, I don't understand why people are like so like politics, money, these things, sex, like all these things that make people uncomfortable are like very real parts of human lives. Like, I don't understand why we need to shy away from talking about them. As long as it's like a productive conversation, like I don't mind sharing my political views. I don't mind sharing how much money I make. I don't mind. I usually don't talk about like significant others in my life, but like I don't mind it if the question arises. I don't understand why it needs to be such a polarizing, divisive topic that people need to start going like it doesn't need to be a negative thing. Like it's such a strong part of who we are as humans. A lot of people are encapsulated by these topics, and for some reason we just shy away from talking about them. And I think that's like a big that's like what I try to convey in my content is just like pure authenticity from whatever I'm thinking or feeling. I think we'll see more of that as the years go by, and this like influencer culture starts to weed out all the people that are afraid to listen. If you have a platform and you're not okay standing up for what you believe in, I don't think you should have a platform. That's the way I look at it. So whatever side of the fence I sit on with these things, I will always speak my mind. Would you give up Josh Jacobs, AJ Brown, and Antonio Brown for Kamara? Okay, I might take back the nut comment. All right, we might be giving up too much there. I think that's a little bit too much. I can't imagine you'll have a lot of depth on your team to continue rolling out. But like then again, you might have just picked up AB off the wire last week. And if you had asked me like Josh Jacobs and AJ Brown for Kamara, I'd probably say okay. So if that's the case, I mean, it's close. It's going to depend on how shitty your team is after that trade, though. AJ Brown or Keenan Allen, rest of the season, half PPR. Keenan Allen. I liked it. You have to remind us. I do have to remind people. The ratio is beautiful now. We got 23 watching, 29 thumbs up. Marty, this is like your the theory of Trump getting dead people's votes. I got dead people's thumbs up over here. We only got 22 people watching. How can I possibly have 29 thumbs up? In 12-team, 1-quarterback PPR, should I start DJ Dallas along with 3 of the following wide receivers? Lockett, Judy, A.J. Brown, Cole Beasley, Jameson Crowder, Devontae Parker. I'm not really sure like where the question is or like start for the previously listed wide receivers over DJ. All right, so you're definitely starting Lockett. You're definitely starting A.J. Brown. DJ Dallas is definitely next in line there. And then in a full PPR, I mean, Crowder's going to be tough because you're going to have to wait till Monday night for a game time decision. So if I'm you, I am starting either Judy or Cole Beasley are like neck and neck for me. I'll probably start Judy. I like the matchup, and I mean, he's been getting wide open. Hopefully Drew Lock can just fucking hit him on a damn pass. A.J. Brown or Deontay Johnson? Oh, you can't sit A.J. Would you trade Connor, Adams, and Woods for Henry, McLaurin, and A.J. Brown full PPR? So we have Connor for Henry. That's an upgrade. Adams, anything from Adams is a downgrade. It's kind of a lateral move for me there as well. I think Adams is wildly fucking valuable in a full PPR league, though. And Henry's got a nice playoff matchup. I would probably sit on the Adams side there. I have only 8 bench spots in the Dynasty League where I was talking about all the handcuffs. Okay, see, that sucks. 10 team, it's a startup. So every year we are adding 1 bench spot for your first round rookie pick. That's pretty cool. It's a cool rule. Yeah, that's shitty. I mean, I would probably, unfortunately, at this point in the season, like, you know which guys, or people already broke out, right? Like, you're not getting new fucking breakouts and shit every other week. Like, the dudes that people scramble for to get off the waiver wire are those guys that you'll have as handcuffs, right? If an injury happens to a running back, like, you want the handcuff. There aren't people really breaking out and like moving up the depth chart at this point. It's kind of, we know what we have, so I would hold on to the handcuffs. Is Deontay not higher in the rankings, being he is going against Cowboys only because of his health? It's part health, and it's part, I just think they're going to go extremely ground heavy because the Cowboys are so bad against defending running backs. And since Dak has gone out, like, opposing teams just haven't had to pass the ball against them at all. I got you, Thomas. Is Cam droppable in 1-quarterback league? I'm playing Cam this week in a few of my leagues because he's going against the Jets. But like, yeah, streaming wise, yeah, he's not like a for sure you need to keep him top 5 guy. He's like a borderline quarterback 1, which you'll be able to find each week on the wire. But I am playing him this week. Drew Lock or Big Ben? Scared Big Ben is going to barely throw and they run down the Cowboys' throat. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the way I feel about it too. But that being said, like, he could also throw for, 3 touchdowns in the first half, which is not out of the range of outcomes. And it's really close. I'll probably roll with Big Ben there, though. We just got to hope some of those like goal line opportunities that they have just end up being like play action passes or something. Skirt. Playing Newton over Tanneys. Well, in the one league I have them both. Thankfully, it's Superflex, so I don't have to make that decision. I have Tannehill at 11, Cam Newton at 12, so I feel safer with Tannehill in my lineup. I think he's just like an every week 17 points, and every once in a while he just goes bonkers with it. And at this point it's a little bit harder to trust Cam, so I'd probably play Tanny. What should I do with Cam and Dynasty Superflex? Man, you're talking to someone who has him, and I'm in that same position. So, I don't know. Like, I'm fine trying to move him. I would be surprised if the Patriots don't try to keep him for another year or so. I don't think they're gonna have a pick high enough to get a real quarterback. And I think at this point they know that Cam is probably still better than Jarrett Stidham. But we'll see, man. It's tough to really get a gauge on what Cam is at this point. I know he's been real sloppy and messy the last couple weeks, but he has nothing to work with. Literally fucking nothing. So Cam, I mean, listen, if you're going to have to start him, then keep starting him, but you're not going to get anything for him trade value-wise that you should be. What do I do with Daniel Jones and Cousins in Superflex Dynasty? I don't know. I'd probably get out from DJ if I could. Are you just trying to piss me off, Thomas? DJ, I would move. Cousins, I feel fine with, bro. Cousins is one of those guys that like everyone needs to go nuts about after every single week. Like, no need to. This week he'll probably throw up like 270 and 2 touchdowns, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, I like Kirk again." And then next week he'll be shitty. It's just what you're gonna get with Kirk. Last one, flex spot: D. Harris, Antonio Brown, or Marquise Brown standard. Really close between Harris and Antonio Brown. I'll take Antonio over Marquise, and then I'm gonna go Antonio Brown there, even in a standard league. I feel like him and Brady have a real nice connection down by the end zone, based off a 1 game fucking sample size. But yeah, I'll go AB there. So is it definitely Claypool over Deontay? I mean, that's how I have him ranked. It's up to you. Kind of a coin flip there. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I can fucking predict what the Pittsburgh wide receivers are going to do. You got what I'm saying? All right, last question here, because this is about 17 fucking questions long. Kyler Murray, Derek Carr, Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs, Swift, Damian Harris, Michael Thomas, A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, Boyd, Claypool, Antonio Brown, Lizard, Hawkinson, Jared Cook, Lutz, Chiefs. You sure you don't want to add any more to that? What do you think about my tier, rest of season, half PPR? Also, who would you package in the deal for Alvin Kamara? The guy that I'm trying to take him from isn't budging. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get... Who the fuck wants to trade Alvin Kamara? Nobody wants to trade Alvin Kamara. I mean, the thing is, you don't have firepower enough in the running back spot to get him. Like, the most I would be willing to give up is probably Miles Sanders and A.J. Brown. Or like you said before, Jacobs, A.J. Brown, Antonio Brown. Like, if you could do that, I wouldn't hate it. You've got really good depth at wide receiver. But, I mean, it's going to depend on what his team is. Realistically, you can give up one of Sanders or Jacobs because you're getting Kamara in return. And then you have about 5 worthy starting wide receivers. You have about 5 worthy starting wide receivers, so you definitely could take a hit in terms of depth. Like, you can give up 2 of those guys, like you said before, Brown, the law firm, and then depending on if he needs a tight end, you can make a move there. All right, that's all we got, baby. Thank you all for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your Saturdays. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous evening and a great week 9. I hope we catch some fucking dubs on the road to the championship. It is coming. Chip, you can smell it. You can smell the hardware. We're there. We're there, people. We're close. 6 weeks away. And we're bringing home the hardware. Thank you all for hanging out. Make sure you hit the button. Looks like that right underneath the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. If you want the rankings, if you want to be inside the live stream next week, make sure you hit up patreon.com/BDGE. Patreon.com/BDGE. Love y'all. I'm out. See y'all in the funny papers.